Okay, I don't know who you are or how you know me and Bartholomew, but... okay. Does he also work for Bartholomew? Is he from the same... training place that I'm from, that trained me to be a mage? Who the hell is that guy? He's clearly friendly, but... who is he? And why does he have, like, nothing to do other than he's just a save point? You can't just, like, out of nowhere, just pull a guy out of your ass and act like he knows me. Because I don't know him. Oh, damn it, I didn't mean to... I just put a point in Earth because I reflexively hit down, left, left after combat, and, down didn't pick the thing because I have 50 water, and then, so the left input put it in Earth. Ooh. This room's kind of interesting. It looks different than other rooms so far. That's nice. Also, the color of the wall changes based on angle. Not just its brightness like shading, but it's actually changing color, because here it's very cyan as it turns. It doesn't just get darker, it's actually shifting bluer. It's actually kind of purpley instead of a darker... It's not just cyan moved down, the hue is changing, not just the luminance. Spirit light, another one of those. Are they prepping us for the final fight? This doesn't feel like it should be the final boss. Golden amulet, I'm assuming that's just a better defense. Yes, 2 times. I don't know what this weird lump of rock in the middle is. Is it a model of the terrain of the area? I don't know. Hello, Shannon. How did you get here? Hello again, Master Apprentice. Your power is much greater than I expected. I mean, shouldn't you have expected that by now? I've made it pretty far. It must be because you are a true magician. Well, I mean, obviously I am. I can cast spells. This fellow challenged me to fight, even though he's hurt, just because I told him about you. His life was in danger. He tried to stop me, although he couldn't lift a finger. Why does he trouble himself so? I don't understand. You, doublespace, can't escape this room. You'll have to move forward if you want to rescue your father. You don't have a choice. But you just told me I can't escape the room. Your fate and your father's are in my hands. Do as you're told. That was like... oh... That was like a complex tree of non-sequiturs. Must be because you're a true magician. I mean... okay, that doesn't make sense in and of itself. This fellow challenged me to a fight, even though he's hurt. So he's not hurt because you kicked his ass. He was hurt before you kicked his ass? Or have you not kicked his ass and he's just been sitting there challenging you? Just because I told him about you. Well, who is this guy? His life was in danger. From what? Because he's hurt? Why is he hurt? He was hurt before you showed up, clearly. He tried to stop me. Why? I mean, I guess he challenged you to fight, so that's kind of implicit in that. Although he couldn't lift a finger because he's hurt. So that's just a repetition of an earlier statement. Why does he trouble himself so? I don't know. Okay, this is where it turns into complete non sequitur. You can't escape this room. Presumably meaning that door to my right is locked. And I guess the door I came through has locked itself. Otherwise, I could absolutely escape this room because I could just go back the way I came. You will have to move forward if you want to rescue your father. Yes, that makes sense, except that you just told me I can't escape the room. And then she says, you don't have a choice, even though she just said, if you want to rescue your father, which technically means I do have a choice, because if I don't want to rescue my father, then I don't have to move forward, right? You're contradicting yourself there. Your fate and your father's are in my hands. Now she's saying that my father's fate's in her hands, even though she just told me that I need to go forward to save him. And then she says, do as you're told, even though she hasn't told me what to do, unless what she means is that she told me to go forward if I want to save my father. But if the next statement she said, which was, you don't have a choice in the matter, then the statement, do as you're told, is completely superfluous because I don't have a choice in the matter. Like, my God, that entire string of dialogue makes no sense. Bart. Is this our father? Bart as in Bartholomew? Brian, how did you find me? How did you get here? Quick, run for it. Why did you challenge Shannon? This place is a trap. You must have been lured here by that evil puppet Shannon. Even Beigis was taken in by her cunning. What did she do? She hasn't done anything to me. That evil puppet Shannon. Okay, first of all, she's standing right here. Oh, God. How much of this is bad translation and how much of this is just bad writing? Because none of this makes sense. You must have been lured here by that evil puppet Shannon. No, I just came here because I had nothing else to do, and Shannon wasn't even the only person telling me that Beigis was evil and I should go get my father from Beigis. So, no, Shannon didn't lure me here. Even Beigis was taken in by her cunning. In what way? What did she have him do? The Eletale Book is much more than even I thought. How could it be more than what we thought it was? What we thought it was is like the most important book in the world because we've been told that if it fell into evil hands, the world would end. How could it possibly be more than that? That's kind of the zenith. Once you are the linchpin of all existence, that's basically the ceiling. Oh, ugh. That's it? We finally find our father, and he's just sitting there wounded, and we walk away? And clearly I can escape the room, because the door wasn't... What the fuck was... Wow, none of the dialogue from either of those characters made any sense at all. And what's the deal with Shannon? Okay, apparently she's evil, I guess? But is she? So, okay. First of all, Shannon hasn't told us anything to do, because we haven't been taking orders from Shannon, nor has she even really been pointing us where to go, because every time we've talked to her, because she's at every inn, she's just told us basically the exact same thing that every person in town has said, because every character says the same thing in each area. So, it's not like she's been misleading us, because even if we didn't believe her this whole game, everyone else was also saying the same things, which would mean either she's not lying or literally everyone is lying, which is weird. So if he's right and Shannon's evil, the implications of that are basically non-existent because she hasn't deceived us in any way because we've never really been directly interacting with her. She just happens to be standing at each inn, and we haven't explicitly been doing what she's told us to do. Okay, so Shannon in that room said that Bart challenged her to a fight even though he's hurt, meaning, according to Shannon, he was already injured, which makes sense because he said this whole place is a trap, which is not surprising. I was not under any pretext that this place was not dangerous because the front door was locked. I was told by several people that Beigis has lost his mind, and once I sneaked in through the secret entrance that was completely unlocked, I was immediately attacked anyway. So a trap implies deception. There was never any deception. I knew before I came in here that it was bad, so I don't know what the fuck he's talking about there. So was he actually injured before Shannon found him, or is Shannon lying that he was already injured and has challenged her to a fight, and she actually injured him? In which case, why didn't he just say that? Oh god, if Shannon's not evil and he's lying, and he was just already injured by, say, the knights that are in here, and Shannon just came in and he's like, "You evil witch," and she's just like, "Whatever, dude," wouldn't she just leave the room? Why is she standing there staring at him? If she is evil and she's the one that injured him, and she's just claiming that he was already hurt, why didn't she A, finish him, or B, stop us? What the fuck is going on? I'm assuming this is Beigis. He looks nice and evil. Yes, it is. He's very jiggly. Look how elastic and stretchy he is as he breathes. It seems Fargo and Guilty were not as powerful as their boasts, but my power is absolute, and before my greatness your pathetic human magic is naught but child's play. Oh, God. Well, he's across a gap. The last boss we fought across a gap ended up really working in my favor, so I'm actually not going to go over there. We'll see how bad his ranged attacks are. Okay, he does a sort of linear attack, just like the finger gun that the stacked chick did. That hurts. Back up just a little bit. I'm just going to tilt the stick preemptively, hoping I can dodge this, but no, it does happen too quickly. Can I back up even more? And then try to line up the camera, but come on, look straight ahead. Or no, just be slightly canted so I can't look straight ahead. God damn it, how do you fuck up a camera this badly? I just want to move straight forward and I can't. There we go. And the camera isn't straight, so I can't just press forward. Miss. Why would it be anything else? Doesn't look like I can dodge that one either. I tried, believe me. Okay, I'm gonna try to dodge it again. No, you actually can't move for that, so you do have to get hit. Out of curiosity, I'm gonna see if his melee attack is actually weaker. That would make him different than every other boss in the game, of course, which would surprise me. But he's also like a mage, so maybe he sucks physically. Although that doesn't hold true with me, because I'm a mage and my physical attacks are badass, so... let's find out. Oh, he just does the same attacks anyway, it looks like. Where's Vampire? There it is. Ow. Really digging this camera angle where I can't fucking see anything. Oh, and I guess his attack clears buffs, because of course it does. Why do I even have buffs? They're fucking useless. Let's use a silver amulet. I'm sure he'll just clear it. Yes, he does. So even a consumable item is just immediately cleared. What a bunch of fucking bullshit. So now it just turns into Rock'em Sock'em Robots of us beating the shit out of each other pointlessly while I just blow through items and hope I have enough to last. Is this the end of the game? Like, I don't even know. All this sort of items leading up to this, and the confusing non-twist of Shannon's evil, even though she's an ancillary side character that had nothing to do with anything, kind of gives the impression that this is like the final boss, but why would it be? Nothing's really happened. I'm just gonna use all my items, I guess. I'm just hoping this is the final boss, and so I don't need all these items. But, like, there's no reason to use any defensive items, because they get cleared instantly. There's no reason to use any buffs, because they get cleared instantly. Oh, look! He's dead. What now? This room is really cool, though. I like this gap to the front door, so you gotta go around this arch here. That's kind of cool. The wallpaper, or whatever it is, looks like a 90s arcade. There's a lot of weird, various deep colors in here. Purples and reds. These sculptures are interesting. Actually, those are quite nice sculptures. This is a cool looking room in a batshit crazy sort of way. It's horribly impractical. And a bit garish, but it's interesting. So, what now? We killed Beigis. Can we just go get our dad now? Or has he been taken somewhere else entirely? The music stopped, so I'm assuming this is poignant. We have sort of a vista here that's not a vista because nothing's drawn in. Oh look, here it's Shannon. Are you evil? What the fuck is going on? What took you so long? King Beigis wasn't a big problem, was he? Nothing like the power held by Mammon. Solvaring, Zels, Nepti, Fargo. These four guardians hold the power of the four magic gems. Feel the power within you. You now have the strength to open the way to where Mammon waits. Oh, Mammon's the final boss. That makes more sense. I would be really confused if it was Beigis. Here is the Eletale Book, long sought by your father. Wait, she had it? Or do you mean on the pedestal? It doesn't look like there's a book on the pedestal. It just looks like a pedestal. Take it and go past the stone circle. Did she have it all along? What the blithering fuck is happening? And I guess she's not evil. Was Bart full of shit? I feel like I missed an entire act of screenplay. I am a soulless puppet made to serve my Lord Mammon. Oh, she is evil. I will help Mammon destroy everything that holds the wonder of life. You cannot go forward from here. This leads to oblivion, and I will be free to start from the beginning. Then why did she have the book, and why did she give it to me? So she is evil? I am a soulless puppet made to serve my Lord Mammon. I will help Mammon destroy everything that holds the wonder of life. You cannot go forward from here. This leads to oblivion. Then why did you just give me the Eletale book and tell me to feel the strength inside me and go destroy Mammon? Like, literally, the previous thing she said was that I had all the orbs, feel the power, feel the strength inside you, go kill Mammon. And now she says she's a puppet made by Mammon and will do anything to protect him. Like, but she just gave me the Eletale book and told me to go kick his ass. What the fuck is happening? Is this what it feels like to lose your fucking mind? What does her being evil this whole time have to do with anything? Because, but she never did anything. That's not a twist. Because she had no relevance on the plot. Because not a single thing we did was because she told us to. It's not like she was our mentor the whole game that was telling us where to go and what to do, and it was all deception this whole time. She's been misleading us all along. Like, that would be a twist. But that's not what she is. She's not like a tutor that's been guiding us the whole game or influencing us. She's just incidentally been at every inn and gone, oh, hey, you're here too. That's cool. I don't understand. Okay, so this is the stone circle. This takes me to a fractured land. Okay. Am I gonna meet the outsider here? Or do I just go inside? Yeah, I can't go around. I guess I just go inside and here'll be Mammon, and I guess I have the Eletale book and can face him because, ooh, I like this place, floating in a void. This is properly sinister and otherworldly. But why the fuck did Shannon give me the Eletale book if she's evil? And why did she have it? I thought if it fell into evil hands, the world would end or whatever. If she serves Mammon and she had the Eletale book, shouldn't she have just given it to Mammon and he could have destroyed all life, considering that's clearly what he wants? I don't even know what to... Let's just hit things with our stick instead. And honestly, there's a part of me that kind of wants to go back and refight Beigis and try to do it using fewer items, because he's not the final boss. I might need those items. Is there a name for this area? The World of Mammon. Okay. Sort of like Mankar Cameron's Paradise, only... Well, I was gonna say creepier, but... Mankar Cameron's Paradise was always pretty creepy. I like how otherworldly everything's gotten, but... Okay, let me just take stock of what I have, because I did use quite a bit on the fight with Beigis. Yeah, I wasted an amulet, because he just cleared it in one hit. I used multiple full heals. Eletale's Book. Oh, it hasn't been written with a possessive before, that's new. Book written about the power that exceeds the spirit. Whatever the blithering fuck that means. Okay, you know what? I think I am going to refight Beigis, trying to use fewer items, and I'll cut back here. Because I'm still trying to recover from my brain melting with the whole Shannon business, because well, I feel like that was a complete waste of time, because I actually had to do it a few times. I did a little bit of grinding beforehand. I just got a few levels of fire, and this time I didn't fuck up and accidentally put one into earth, so I'm a little better off that way. The other thing, I got Extinction to work. And it's not even really an insta-kill, it just sort of like the effect envelops the enemy, and then they just sort of shrink out of existence. The downside is, well, the upside is, the chance for it happening is actually fairly high. I got it to happen quite a few times. But the downside is you get no experience, apparently, because I entered a fight with 97% under elements, but entering the fight at 97%, using Extinction on all three, I still had 97%. So you apparently get no experience for doing that, which is, I mean, kind of defeats the point. However, the fight with Beigis didn't go so well. I actually had to do it multiple times because I guess I just got lucky the first time with the missing, because it seems like you have a really high chance of missing him. It just kept going very poorly. And this last fight, I used a hero's drink and a few healing potions. So I still have all three of the spirit lights. I didn't, because I used 2 of those, I think, in the Beigis fight that I actually recorded. I didn't use any this time. I blew through my giant stack of healing potions instead. And as you can see, I still have quite a few healing potions anyway, because I just had a ton of them. It was a big pain in the ass, and I don't think there's anything over here. I just wanted to check behind that pillar for bubbles, but there aren't any. The other interesting thing is during the Beigis fight, I discovered that spirit armor can miss, which I've never once had happen, at least that I recall, and yet I tried to cast spirit armor too, and it missed. It didn't work. And that's what I was trying to do, was cast spirit armor and then take him out at a distance with walking water, because I did find if you didn't move from the starting position, like you go through, like you walk up to him, you do the dialogue. If the dialogue ends, don't move, just keep casting walking water from that position. He will never do the sword slash attack, because he can't move quite far enough to do it. And so he won't clear the armor. He'll just do that kind of beam attack, which with spirit armor level 2, did significantly less damage. It was doing about 30 instead of 62, or, you know, like mid-50s to just over 60. Then I just walking watered over and over and over and used some healing potions. And it seemed to get the job done, but I'm not sure I really came out ahead doing that. I wanted to get through that fight using, you know, fewer items, and I'm not sure I really did. This area is huge and there's no encounters. Why am I doing this? The good news is I used healing potions instead of the spirit lights, so I still have some full heals, but I don't feel like I really came out ahead. Bubbles behind the door? No. Just a big, empty, pointless room. That looked kind of cool. So here we have a room with nothing particularly interesting in it, except that the door is blocked. Is there a switch? Is there something I interact with? No. Oh, I just go back out and I'm somewhere else now. I guess we're doing a maze sort of thing. Okay, well the skybox here is interesting. It's making me think of something. Yeah, this contextually nonsensical skybox is very strange. Also, why are these called Spriggans? They don't look anything like Spriggans. If anything, they look like ice ogres. And the combat is just as exhilarating as ever. Okay, so now we're in sort of a nightmare forest. Some interesting tree shapes, though. I kind of like those. Judgment. Just a statue that casts earth spells? Wow, that's an interesting... That's a curious idea for an enemy. It's just a statue. I guess it saves you from animating it. Yeah, they just straight up aren't animated. I mean, it's a statue. I wouldn't necessarily expect it to move, but typically when you see statues come to life in games, they actually do move. I really hope this part of the game doesn't go on forever. Nice, nice pond of... well, I was gonna say, it's kind of like blood, but it's also kind of like jello. 2 judgment? I can handle that. If I can fucking hit them. I wish there was a save point. I can't take this right now. But now that I've killed Beigis and gotten to here, I don't want to have to do that again. Ooh, these look cool. Oh, look at those! In a weird sort of way, they kind of look like a graphical error. Like exploding vertices, but they also look pretty cool. That's not a bad enemy design. Of course, yeah, they make the same sound effects and same sort of attacks as everything else, though, so they're not even remotely interesting. Yep, that's the same shit we've seen before. Anything stealable in here? Actually, what's my experience at? 61 on that. Well, the fence is about to go up. Not that it seems to make much difference. Okay, this place is different. Oh, I thought I was back to the first bubble area. So it looks like this isn't really a maze. There ultimately is one way in, one way out. Pinhead. That's not what I would have called that. Oh, they hurt pretty badly. Wow. Yeah, that was nearly 100 damage. This place is visually cool. I like just these sliced up chunks of land floating in void. I mean, games have done this kind of thing before, but it is kind of effective when you see it. I legitimately feel out of place, out of time, you know, just sort of in limbo or whatever. I like that the skybox keeps changing too. Because like this one, it's the bubbles, but above it is like mountains, which makes no sense because there's no ground beneath the mountains. Which is cool. Oh, fuck off. I don't want to fight anything anymore. It's boring. I'm a very patient person, and even I have my limits. Oh, this is the ship. Okay, let me guess. I'll go down here. There'll be nothing here. I'll go back outside and be somewhere else, which makes me wonder... Oh no, this actually... I didn't have to go back out. Okay. Wait, no. No, this is the one I was at before, isn't it? And nothing happens in this area, so, like, why is it so long? Oh, we are somewhere else. Okay, I guess that was a different room. They just copy-pasted it. I thought I started over. It's Epona. This is the very last place where someone might come to your aid. From this point on, no one will be able to help you. So will you rest now? What do you say? Yes, and I want to stop here, although... this should mean we're very close to the end. Okay, we're in the starting area. Am I supposed to go to the monastery? I'm assuming that's where the final confrontation will take place at the place we start, so we can go full circle, I guess? Okay, go ahead. Okay, yep. I'm just gonna head to the monastery, because I'm assuming our journey ends where it began. Ooh, yep, looks like it. Or no, we're just gonna go somewhere else. Well, that's a bit lame. I thought we'd go into the monastery, and Mammon would be in the room where the guy at the very start of the game told us, well, exposited stuff we already know, well, Brian already knew. So this is clearly the same location I was at before. So, have I looped around, or are we just copy-pasting regions? We're just copy-pasting regions, because this is definitely different. Oh no, it's Shannon. Do I have to fight you? Are we doing like multiple bosses? Brian, you've gotten this far. If you keep going forward, you'll find your quest. No, I'll find my father. My quest is already happening. Then my job will be over too. I'm a puppet made only for the purpose of leading you. But why? Doesn't Mammon want to kill me? Why would he want to... Or is he just so certain he'll kill me that leading me to him means I'll die? But what if he's wrong? What if I can take him? Why would he want to lead me to him? Also, she never led me here because everything I've done up to this point is stuff I would have done even if she didn't exist and I never talked to her. She's not leading me. If you want to do this twist, you actually have to write it so that she was essential. I went out among the people so that I might lead you. I knew nothing of the real world and its foolish people who are doomed to die. But why are humans so strong? Are they? They're kind of not. With all of their grief, sorrow, happiness, and anger, why do they shine so brightly? Are you and I talking about the same thing when we say humans? Because in my experience, humans are just miserable, hate-filled, loathsome pieces of shit that can't possibly go extinct fast enough. The warmth of fire, the winds in the field, the miracle of water, the abundant harvests, for all of these they give their thanks with prayer. Tell me, Brian, is that what life is about? No, it's not. I'm a puppet, and I just don't understand. I am not of the human spirit. Sorry to complain. What are you? Why are you rambling? If you have the book, yeah, you gave it to me, and the magic stone. No, actually, I have 4 of them. This key will open the goal. Your job is over here. Farewell. Oh, thank God she's not a boss fight, but I still can't figure out what the fuck her character even is. She's bad, but also helping me? I don't get it. Also, why is she so confused about humans being great when they demonstrably aren't? Oh, God. He's got very large hands. All the better for strangling me, I suppose. Honestly, he looks pretty cool, but He also looks like something I wouldn't stand a chance of fighting. Yeah, profuse laughter. Good to see you, Master Brian. That's Master Apprentice to you. We've been waiting. Who's we? And waiting. Thanks to the curse of the magician Epona, I've been shut up in this prison for 1,000 years. My wait is now over. Why? What's different? If you were shut up, why are you now no longer? Why can't Epona keep you sealed here? Bleh. You're the one who set me free. Give me wings. I will be free. My time has come again. Could you... These sentences are so short. There's this halting choppiness to the dialogue. You have released me from my prison. How? What did I do? And just to show my gratitude, I will not let you suffer. Okay, well, clearly the trick with this fight is that it will be impossible to hit him physically. Unless he moves closer, but I doubt he will. So... walking water? Oh no, it doesn't do much. This music's kind of awesome. Miss, god damn it! Spirit armor. See if he just clears it immediately. I'm sure he will. Well, it missed, but I suspect that attack does clear status effects. Because the game likes doing that. Ooh, that doesn't clear status effects. I'm amazed. Damn, that was a cool attack. It didn't do much damage, but it sure looked awesome. Now, this clearly is the final boss. I'm gonna go ahead and use the double defense talisman. Oh, that attack apparently clears. Well, that was a complete waste. Thanks, game. I'm glad you gave me these items and then made them useless. Well, I think I officially get it. I mean, the fight is just gonna be this. So I'll just keep doing what I'm doing and hope I have enough items to survive. Let's try a different spell. That doesn't really seem to be any better. Actually, if all three hit, that would be better. Full heal. This is so dull. I'm not moving, he's not moving. I don't even have to, like, walk away each turn like I have with the other bosses. I mean, I can try to dodge those, but there's really no point. Can't quite dodge that. Oh, this is madness. The weird thing is with this music, although it's actually pretty good, it doesn't feel like the music you'd play during the climactic battle. If anything, it feels like... It almost feels kind of triumphant. Almost like victory's assured. This is like the music you would play once the tide of battle has turned and it's clear that I'm gonna win. Like, this should be like apocalyptic, like heavy metal, because we're fighting this giant demon monster in the void. It's a little cheerful for that. Especially this part here, the flagellate or whatever that's supposed to be. It's kind of cheerful. Another full heal. Man, I'm really blowing through my items. I should be using defense, but if he's just gonna clear it anyway... Let me do this. Maybe it was just chance he did it right after? I guess it was. I didn't know if he was programmed to try to clear it as soon as I did it. I think it's just chance he wasted my gold one. Yeah, see, I can barely even start to move before those hit me. It's not worth trying to dodge them. See, he'll even do that when I don't even have a buff. Potion, potion, potion. Do these do anything? No. So even in like the epic final boss, the orbs still don't do anything? What are they even for? I guess they just allowed me to get here, but they're never going to be used in any sort of item sense? It's a little disappointing. Especially since they're cluttering up my inventory as if they're items. I'm gonna run out of healing items at this rate. Like, this is not good. So what would you do if you were out of healing items at this point? Would the game just be straight up unwinnable? There's no stores, so it's not like I could go buy more if it turned out I couldn't do this. I feel like I'm gonna have to grind a bunch, and I really don't fucking want to deal with that. Do I have any more healing items? I think I'm out. All I have left is the fucking bread. Yeah, see, here we go. Silent flute. Strange flute with no sound prevents enemy spells. I can't use it. Guess I'll take the fresh bread, which is only one hit, so it's actually less than a hit. So unless he dies in this turn, which he didn't, that's it. Oh no, I have one more chance. Come on. Nope. Yeah, clearly I'm too low level for that. So, like, is there something I'm missing, or is it just I need better stats and then just still need to hope that my items take me far enough? I just need to hope that when I use, like, the golden amulet, he doesn't clear it right away. All of his attacks move too quickly to be dodged. Is the ray of light thing that clears status effects. A, it clears status effects, so buffs don't help me. And B, it's omnidirectional, so I can't dodge it. The kind of homing arrow type attack is homing, so it doesn't matter if I move. And then the kind of radiating walls of fire, although there's a gap I could go between, they move faster than I can, so I can't actually dodge them. If I was farther away, if I was like the maximum distance from him, I could maybe dodge those, I'd have enough time, but if I was that far away, I couldn't attack him, because Fireball doesn't go very far. Walking Water does, but Walking Water for some reason does very little damage to him, less than Fireball 3 if all 3 fireballs hit him. I do have some debuffs in the form of Restriction, which never works, Silence, which I mean, I could spend 20 turns trying to get Silence to land, which I'm sure it's just not going to. But even if I spent all those turns trying to get Silence to stick, every turn it fails is just more damage I take, which is more attrition on my healing items. And even if it finally did stick, you and I both know it only lasts for a couple turns and ultimately would not make a difference. So the couple turns it lasts versus the 20 goddamn turns it would take to get it to land, you don't come out ahead. You've actually lost. Evade, I mean, sure, I guess it might help me if he misses more, but he can clear buffs. Weakness, would weakness even work? Probably not. I'm sure he's resistant to everything because he's the final boss. I guarantee you Extinction won't work. They would never make an insta-kill work on the final boss. I doubt Compression can work on a final boss because it would look too silly if he shrunk down. Power Staff won't help me because I can't get close enough, which means Vampire's Touch won't help me because I can't get close enough. So yeah, it really is just a matter of grinding out some stats and hoping my items last, which is largely based on chance. It's based on chance of how often he misses me, how often I miss him, and whether or not he clears my amulets as soon as I use them. But if it just comes down to luck and grinding out more stats, I just don't care. I'll try tomorrow. I guess I'll grind some. I don't know. All right, I want to show you something. It's been, I think 3 days. Last time I played this was Wednesday, and it is now Saturday. Well, actually, it's the end of Saturday. Technically, it's Sunday. But anyway, it's been a few days, and I've done some grinding. Because it occurred to me the final boss is just not going to be possible with the stats that I currently have, because I just ran out of restoratives, and that's that. So where you last saw me was here. The second slot, 9 hours, 48 minutes. I had 324 HP, 50 fire, or 50 water, of course, 43 fire. I did some grinding and got that up to, I have 348 HP, 63 MP instead of 54, and I got fire maxed out to 50, and I got one more into earth, which won't matter because I don't really use earth because it's just not high enough level. But I got fire maxed out, and I wanted to do that because I found the fire was doing more damage against the final boss. The walking water pillar can't reach him, and walking water wasn't really doing that much. So I was using fireball. So I wanted to get fire leveled up. Now, you'll note it took over 2 hours to get this. That's a tremendous amount of grinding. Mind-numbing grinding. Like, I did this over the course of 2 days. And by the end of it, I wished I had never been fucking born. Even post all this grinding. Yeah, these things. These weird snake things. Pinheads, that's what they're called. Their ranged attack here. Boom, look at that. Part of it missed, and it still did a huge chunk of my health bar. So on this one, I found the best thing that works is Ice Wall, is to get in the center of all 4 and do Ice Wall. But I can't get in the center of all 4 in the first turn, so this guy's going to do a ranged attack as well. Boom! I'm half dead in 2 turns. So I'm going to try to get roughly centered. I'll do Ice Wall. Try to hit all 4. I don't know if it reached the others because the camera gets so close that you can't even see the numbers. It does mean whoever's turn it was is one of the ones I froze, so I can just immediately go again. That's cool. Hopefully he goes for melee. Well, he missed. Good. So I'll just keep doing this. Yeah, look, I'm very nearly dead because that one's just far enough away he's doing the fire instead of melee. Now I'm not reaching the one in the back, and it missed. So I'm not even sure I'm going to make it through this. And this is after 2 days of grinding. Of miserable, hate-filled, boring-ass, frustrating, tedious, mind-numbing fucking grinding. And there's basically no difference. Because the progression in this game is just so willfully unrewarding. Also, I made a weird discovery that for some reason, it's like I've been doing Water Pillar level 3 a lot. Water Pillar level 2 does the same amount of damage. So like Water Pillar level 3 does about 180. Level 2 also does about 180, sometimes 170, 160, you know. And then level 1 does just a little, yeah, look at that, 180. So like the level of Water Pillar, it makes it take more MP, but it doesn't do more damage. I hadn't picked up on that. I assumed the damage scaled up because like Fireball, level 1 fires 1, level 2 fires 2, and level 3 fires 3. So the actual damage output does go up. For some weird reason, Water Pillar does not work that way. So the only reason to cast level 2 or 3 is that the pillar itself becomes physically larger, so you can hit more than one enemy. So level 3 can potentially hit 2, 3, if you're really lucky, maybe 4 enemies, but you have to be pretty lucky to hit, 3. You may as well just cast Water Pillar level 1, because it does the same damage and takes less MP. So I've been wasting MP for a long time. But anyway, yeah, so in just the time since I started recording, you can see I've gained 2 more HP. I had 348. And I got an MP. I had 63. So that's cool. Yes, my fire attacks are doing significantly more damage than they were when it was 43. Not like hugely more damage, but, some. So in terms of spells, I have Homing Arrow level 2. I'm talking level 3 spells here. Homing Arrow level 2. It does a decent amount of damage, but I think it's ultimately less than, say, Fireball level 3. Compression, I'm sure, won't work. Fire Pillar will not reach because it's point blank only. Again, like Water Pillar, its hitbox is smaller than its visual effect. Firebomb I'm going to try, because it might be pretty decent. Magma Ball is also... Oh no, Magma Ball is the one where it's the 3-pointed, like, trident of fire that goes outward. The problem with that one is, at this distance, because it's in a fan, the left and right ones will just miss him because they'll fan off to the sides, so only the center one would hit him anyway, so that one's useless. Vampire's Touch and Power Staff will be useless because I can't reach him. Realistically, about all I can do here is Fireball and Firebomb. So I'm going to lead by using a Talisman. We'll see if he clears it immediately. He does. So that was a waste. I took 31 damage and lost an item instantly. So I'm going to try another Talisman. I'm going to try Firebomb. That does very little. So it looks like Fireball 3 is the way to go. Especially because with Fireball 3, now he's going to clear my thing. So that's gone. It looks like Fireball 3 is essentially my only chance. And it has 3 chances to hit, which is nice. Which Firebomb, of course, only has 1 chance to hit. So I'd rather use... Yeah, see, that's doing like 90-ish if all 3 hit. Let's go stand over here, just in the off chance it makes a difference, although I'm sure it doesn't. That at least does less damage than I can heal, so I can get ahead of that. Oh, I thought those missed me. Oh, I was really hopeful there. Although being back here does give me time to dodge that. Although I failed to do so because now the camera perspective is fucked and the frame rate drops so badly, it's hard to tell where I am. So I'm going to stay back here and heal up. That might be the key to success, is use an amulet and just stay back here. Although the important thing to keep in mind is that my own Fireball attack has very limited range. So like standing back here at the limit of the arena, and I just want the camera fucking behind me. See, that's too far left, but one more click is farther right than I want to be. I want it to be right here. And I can't do that. Because the camera was designed by an escaped mental patient. But like from back here, my fireballs will not hit him. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to move closer anyway. But I can dodge that. That's cool. Ooh, he missed. Oh, that was just pure luck. Where's a hero's drink? There it is. Yeah, see, now I'm too close to dodge those. I'm gonna try to get slightly farther back. Will they reach from here? Not really. One of them did, and it missed. Okay, I'll be slightly closer. Like, here? Okay, that's good. Do I still have time to miss? Or to dodge? Oh, I wasn't looking at my health. That would have killed me. Okay, so now I'm going to use a full heal. I'm going to start by just blowing through all my healing. And then when I run out of healing items, I'll be a little more careful and I'm going to have to balance between attacking some turns and healing other turns. Until I then run out of MP restoratives. And once I'm out of MP restoratives, then it's just game over. I was slightly too far, I think. Yeah, I'm slightly too far. Every time I move to dodge, I can't just get in the right spot because I have to move to dodge. So then, every time I dodge, I have to line myself back up with a broken camera. So now I need to find MP. Okay. Good. Dodge this. This being slightly farther away seems to be making a very big difference. Because that means at least one of his attacks is now dodgeable. That seems to be the attack he likes doing the most. Now I should take a healing item. I gotta scroll to it. It's also worth emphasizing that this isn't a very interesting boss because he doesn't move. Like, we're completely fucking stationary here, and he only has 3 attacks. He has the fan of flames, the 3 things, that's the one I can dodge. He has the homing arrow-ish thing, and then he has the area effect. Like, that's it. And now the camera's fucked up, so I gotta spin it around. And now the camera's fucked up again, so whatever, fuck it. I think it's because I've inched right a little bit. I should be, like, back over here. One more full heal. I still have some regular healing potions. More like back here-ish. I love struggling with the camera every single godforsaken turn. That's really upping the fun here. My god, how do they do it? They're just like masters of fun. Can I use the Eletale Book? No, okay. I was gonna lose my fucking shit if it turns out that, like, using the Eletale Book just kills him instantly or something. So that's the thing, I have a couple more amulets, including the golden one, the better one, but it just feels like a waste, because now he's just doing this, yeah. Now, for all I care, he can do that a lot, because it does less damage than the— oh my god, I fucking got it. Oh! That actually wasn't that bad this time. I had a bunch of healing items left. Well, it turns out the trick was not having more stats, but being in a position where his flame wall attack was dodgeable. That's still just chance, really. It's which attacks he chooses, how often they miss, and it's standing in the right place. What a bunch of fucking bullshit. Laughter, why am I dying? Why is this flesh decaying? Well, you answered that in the previous sentence. Why am I dying? Life. I hated it. I did too, because I spent it playing this piece of shit. This death, peaceful. I wish I could have the peace of death after playing this game. Lucky bastard. Mammon has been destroyed, but I'm still here. But why? Was I not bound to Mammon for eternity? Bound to him? I thought he created you. Shouldn't you just evaporate? Master Brian? Is this your doing? No, I didn't do anything special. Deep inside me, I guess I always knew that you would be triumphant. And the lead instrument in this music sounds so cheap and tinny. Ooh. The life force that is human is much greater than the forces of evil could ever hope to attain. Mammon was always jealous of you humans, overflowing with the power of life. Oh my god. I have made a decision. I want to learn more of your human ways. It's not much to know. I mean, you kind of eat unhealthy food, you watch stupid videos online, and then you yell at people on social media. That's about all there is to it. I'm leaving Keltland in order to meet as many people as I can. Oh, are there people outside of Keltland? I was never clear on if that was the whole world or just the country. Perhaps if I experience enough, I too may find my own humanity. Well, no, because you're not human. Perhaps we will meet again, but until that time, you have my undying thanks. Farewell, Brian. What is your fucking deal? I still don't understand your character in the slightest. I don't know why they acted like that was a twist. I still don't know what you actually did or how it was supposedly luring me because I never did anything you told me to do. And then I don't know how I saved you because you implied that it was Brian's doing, but I certainly didn't actually do anything. I just killed Mammon and inexplicably you didn't disappear. How very strange. Before Brian's eyes, peace had slipped farther and farther away. That should be further, because it's metaphorical. And the world of Mammon emerged. Mammon, driven by unprovoked jealousy, usurping the brightness and uniqueness of human life, but the sacredness of the life force can never belong to Mammon, and Mammon has been returned to the darkness from which it sprang. Only a few people know Keltland was saved from disaster by a young magician's apprentice. That's Master Apprentice. The people can now return to their peaceful daily lives. New towns rise from the ruins, completely reborn. Even those who were injured or hurt are made whole again. Once more, the people are blessed with the warmth of the fire, the wind's caress, cool water, and the fruits of the earth. The world will prosper forever, as long as people stay close to the four forces of nature in balance, and as long as they walk hand in hand. Because human life, humans, overflowing with their lifey lifeness and the lifeness of their life force, the strength of human lifiness, we will endure. Glorious. Well, I feel bursting with the warmth of human life and spirit and such. I'm not gonna lie. That's one of the most frustrating games I've ever played in my life. I'm still, oh hey, Jim with a Y. You don't see that every day. Oh man. Assistant producer Mia? Or missing in action, maybe? There was no assistant producer. Wow. It was an experience, I will say that. It's just a shame the game is so cursory in, like, every conceivable regard. There's a bit of a dearth of depth, shall we say. Well, let's just go down the list. The graphics are extremely simplistic, even for the time. The childishly unrefined, just very flat, full saturation color palette, where they're all flat, full saturation, very primary colors. It gets old almost instantly. The sound is stultifyingly dull, again, even for the time. Like, this is the same year as, like, Ocarina of Time, which has very detailed sound. Metal Gear Solid, which, again, has detailed sound. It's not just a thump sound every single turn. Where here, it's, you know, I hit the enemies and it goes thump, and then they hit me and it goes thump. The music is well enough written, but it's so cheaply produced that it's kind of ruined. Like melodically, there's some interesting melodies in here. So like the composition was fine, not amazing, but fine. But the quality of the instrumentation, the actual production of it, is just sounds very cheap. All the instruments are like super synthetic and tinny. They sound like a Casio keyboard from 10 years before this game was made. But the writing and the narrative, frankly, are the most cursory of all. The backstory of the world and the Eletale Book are like not really explored. I'm still not clear what the Eletale Book even is or does, aside from the fact that it's just important. I mean, it contains vast knowledge or whatever, but like what is it? Where did it come from? What does it do? Blah, 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 etc. I don't really know. I just know it's important. It's just the MacGuffin. Each area we go to progresses like much the same as the previous. And all the character dialogue, it's basically just the same thing reiterated with slightly different words. You know, where like no one has any personality. They just say their stock phrase. And then the next character says the same stock phrase with just different syntax. You know, like a bare bones plot can still be, like, even if it's like a straightforward bare bones plot, it can still be interesting if it's presented with some flair and it has characters with some personality. But like here, old guy A says, "A thief stole our shit. Oh no." And then like fat guy B says, "Oh no, our shit has been stolen by a thief," which is like the same thing, you know? Technically, it gets the job done because it gives you an objective and tells you where to go. Like, oh, there's a thief in the woods. Okay. But it's just so utterly devoid of vision. Speaking of which, the main character is staggeringly, stupefyingly bland. He's just some kid. He has nothing to say. He doesn't even look cool. And he has no definable traits of any kind. He's just like, he may as well just be a mannequin. He really has no bearing on anything. And the not saying anything and not really having traits would be acceptable if he like looked cool or I felt like a badass playing as him, but I don't because he's a dumb little kid. I guess the most interesting thing is the combat system, honestly. Even though the combat system was beginning to drive me absolutely crazy by the end of the game. I do like that the battles take place on the actual playable terrain instead of a separate screen where, like other RPGs, you teleport to there's just like a screen effect in Final Fantasy and you teleport to a completely unrelated screen and then back. I like the continuity of it happening in the actual playable terrain. There isn't a switch. And I genuinely like that you're able to move around freely. That's something you didn't really see in turn-based games, is an ability to move and dodge attacks. The only other one I'm aware of is, like I said early on, Parasite Eve. Again, just like Parasite Eve, here, most of the attacks hit you even if you try to move, but some attacks are dodgeable, which is still beyond basically every other turn-based game. So that's cool. I like that. The magic system is interesting. I like that it's sort of a proto-radial system where it's like, it's the four directions and then it's stacked in tiers, and all the spells are, each tier takes progressively more MP and is progressively a more powerful spell. So you always know just by which tier you're on how much MP it's going to cost. And all the spells are basically just a combination of inputs, like heal, heal level 2 was down, left, and you could just remember combinations for different spells, and it felt like you were putting in combos. That's kind of cool. It's a novel system. There is an oddity though. It would be even faster if it didn't have the oddity that sometimes, like at the second and third tier, the arrangement of what's on the second or third tier actually depends on how you left the first tier. So, like, if you hit down to open water, if you hit down again, then what was in the second set would be different than if you hit down to open water and then pressed left. So it's not like it's just you hit down to do water and then there's 3 tiers of water that are always the same. Like, how you get to the next tier kind of affects the layout. So sometimes on particularly spells I didn't use very often, I would have to kind of look for them. But nonetheless, it's a relatively decent system. It's better than it just being a linear list that I had to scroll through top to bottom, because that would take forever, because there were quite a few spells. But unfortunately, even the interestingness of the magic system is completely ruined by the fact that for the vast majority of the game, it was just objectively better to hit things with my stick. I spent most of this game, the majority of this game, not really casting spells at all, just doing melee constantly. And the only spell I was doing was heal. The raw DPS is just better when you don't bother to cast all those fancy spells, which is a catastrophic problem because it undermines the whole central mechanic of the game. It's a magic-centric RPG with a bunch of spells, a decent menu, and a main character that's a mage that actively disincentivizes you from casting spells. Like, how does that even happen? Eventually, it was when I got Walking Water that I realized Walking Water actually did a fair bit of damage, because on a lot of enemies, it was doing more than melee, and I could hit more than one enemy on a turn. So that's when I started actually casting spells regularly. But even then, some enemies were resistant enough to it that it was still better to fall back to melee. And by the end of the game, I had a handful of spells that did more than melee. Hot Steam level 2 did, Ice Wall did, Water Pillar, Walking Water. On certain enemies, Fire Bomb. And Firebomb also had Splash and could hit multiple, in which case you're definitely doing more than melee. So by the end of the game, I had a handful of spells that were better than melee, but still, most of the spells were of very negligible use. And the buffs and debuffs, as I ranted about endlessly, were essentially useless because they just don't last long enough. And there are enemies that can clear them when they hit you. But what really ruins the combat is that the encounter rate is just too high. It feels like it felt the whole game like I couldn't get anywhere because there's an encounter every few fucking steps. Like, even a small change would go a long way in terms of changing the overall feel, in terms of making it feel less oppressive that I'm hitting combat constantly. You know, if I hit a combat every 10 steps instead of every 3 steps, it would have been a little more tolerable. Like, encounter rate is a fine line, and the tiniest bit either way can totally change the feel, and the overall feel here is exceedingly arduous. Still, despite its remarkable lack of ambition and general complacency with simplicity, it is pretty unique. What I can say is that I've never played anything quite like this game. Yes, most of what I was feeling for most of the game was either boredom, frustration, or flat-out misery, but it was still more interesting than if it just felt like I'd played it before, like just indistinguishable from other RPGs, you know? So, although it's often distinctive for its lack of detail, it is distinctive nonetheless. It's just weird we never saved our father, because that was kind of the whole point of the game. I mean, last we saw, he was just slumped over wounded and we walked away, so... Who knows if he made it out alive.